Hi, this is a tutorial on how to make a purple Haahoo. I'm going to start with flowers. So I've already made some to start with, because if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I like to add things as I go along because it makes it easier. So for the flower, we're going to create a magic ring, and we're going to do 10 half trebles into that ring. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull that one up slightly so it's not too tight, and I'm going to do my 10 half trebles straight into the ring. So that's my 10 half trebles there. I'm going to pull this one slightly, and then you can see this one's the shorter one, so we're going to pull the shorter one out until it's really tight, because I like to do a double ring, it's more secure, and then pull that tail, and then we've got a nice tight ring. So next I'm just going to trim that off with my scissors and pin cushion. Find a needle and just sew it in. So I go under the 2 stitches at the top of the next stitch, or the first stitch from the row, pull it and back down where it's just come up, so that you get that invisible join. And then all I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to tie it, because we're not using the orange to sew it together or anything. So I'm just going to make sure it's nice and secure, and then trim it, leave a little bit so it doesn't come undone. Right, so I'm going to change to yellow now. And all wrapped up. Right, so for this one, we're going to do join in any of the stitches, pull it through, and we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then in the next stitch we're going to do 3 double trebles. Oh, sorry, double treble, what am I thinking? Wrap it round twice through the hole, pull it through 2, wrap it round, through 2, wrap it round, through 2. So twice round. I'm going to repeat that, through 2, and again. Feel free to slow the video down if you go into the settings. It's easy to change the speed, or pause it if you need to. And then, I don't know why, but it's always better to do 2 chains at this end. I think because you've got this bit from the stitch here, it's too long. And I'm going to slip stitch into the next one. There we go, that's the first petal complete. So we'll do that again. So 3 chains, double treble, now I'm using a 1.75mm hook and size 3 DMC Petra crochet thread. However, you can use any yarn you want, an appropriate hook to get the size you want. Right, I'm going to catch up with you. I'm going to repeat that another 3 times, and I'll catch up with you at the end. Right, so so when you've finished your flower, you just stitch through the back into the stitch below, and you're going to leave that nice long tail so that you can sew it onto the purple Haahoo. Sorry, wrong position. Right, so to make the purple Haahoo, got some nice purple DMC Petra, and I'm going to leave a tail about this long and do my slip stitch. And we're going to do something that's called, or I call it, a double chain. So what we do is we take the thread, the short thread that's at the front, to the back, and bring the one at the back to the front. Pull it through. So front to back to front, pull it through. 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 So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need one more. Front to back to front, pull it through. So it just gives a little bit of a chunkier chain, nice to work into, gives a neater finish. You don't get the holes in the bottom. So we're going to double crochet in that first one. So if you just pull it up a little bit into that first one, we're going to do 2 double crochet. I'm also holding my tail alongside my work so that I work over it. So that, sorry, it might shake, I was just trying to get to focus a bit better. So that you work over it and then you don't have to sew it in later, but keep your tail because we can use it instead of a stitch marker. So we're going to double crochet along the chain and find the hole. I try and pick my hand up because my bracelet's rattling against my cutting board. Slightly annoying. So that's 4 double crochet I've done into those middle ones. And then in the end one, I'm going to do 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to work back along this side with those 4 individual double crochets in each one in each stitch. And if you remember, in this first stitch we only did 2, so I'm going to do 2 more in there. So as you can see, it gives a lovely neat finish. There's no holes there. Right, so this time we are going to increase in the first one. And increase in the second one. So that's in the first 2, the ones that we did on the row below. And then we're going to double crochet 4 times, 1 in each stitch. And then we're going to increase in each of these 4 end stitches. That's 3. And the last one 4. Just keep that tail out of the way for now. And then double crochet 4 times. And then I'm going to increase 3 times this time. So first one. So that's an increase. Increase in the next. And in the end one. So it's nice and flat at the moment. Okay, so we've done those 3 increases. and we've got 25 stitches. So what we're going to do now on this row, we're going to double crochet around, because now we can work nicely in round, so we're not thinking about where the end of the row is as much. So then what we're going to do is at each end on this round, do an increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase. So 3 increases. So I'm just going to check. So that's my middle one, so that's going to be an increase, double crochet, and an increase. So I'm going to double crochet into this one. So I'll get my 3 increases in. So that's 1 and a double crochet and increase in that end one, double crochet and an increase, and then I'm going to double crochet along to the end, and I'm just going to check. So that's going to be my increase, double crochet, increase. So I put that increase first, double crochet, increase, double crochet, and the 3rd increase. So there we go. And then on the next row, we're going to do exactly the same, but in between each increase we're going to have 2 double crochets. So we'll crochet along, and let's take the end stitch, 2, and that's my increase. So it's going to be increase, double crochet by 2, increase in the end stitch, double crochet 2, increase, okay, and then we're going to double crochet along and do that again. Don't worry too much if it's not exactly at the end, the middle increase. It really won't matter that much, but it's just easy to count back. So look for your middle stitch, that one's about the middle, 2 double crochets and an increase. So I need to do an extra double crochet first and do my increase, 2 double crochets and an increase. Basically at the moment it's like creating a circle, but just with a straight bit in the middle. 2 double crochet, increase. Let's pull out some thread. Right, so we've still got this lovely shape going on. Right, so I'm going to double crochet along, and then when I get to the end this time, we're going to have 3 double crochets between our increase. So let's have a look. End stitch, 1, 2, 3, increase. So double crochet there. So I've got my increase, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, increase in the end stitch, 1, 2, 3, increase, and then I'm going to repeat that at the other end. So we'll double crochet along, so that's the middle, 1, 2, 3, increase. I've got 2 stitches to do before my increase, so increase there, 3 stitches, and an increase, 3 stitches, and an increase, and then double crochet along. Right, I've got one more row of increasing, so I'll do that with you. So double crochet along. This time we're going to increase with 4 double crochet between the stitches, which the increases, which I'm sure you've guessed. So again, looking for that middle stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to do one more double crochet, and then this one's my increase. So increase 1, 2, 3, 4, increase 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, double crochet to the other end, let's have a look. So middle stitch, we could go with either, I'm going to go with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, so that one's a double crochet. So increase 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thread and pass it to there, just so that I know where I've started this round, because what I'm going to do now is we've completed, let's have a look, 2, 4, 6 rows from whichever side you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to double crochet around until we get to row 17. So it's just straight double crochet, no increases, and I'll catch you at row 17. So I've worked up to the 17th row, and I've started adding a flower. So I'm going to add another flower now. I've sewn in the short end into the stitches, and I've just got this long tail. So I'm just going to decide where to put it, and I'm going to bob it there. We just need spacing out nicely around, and then all I'm doing is going up and down, generally more in a back stitch fashion, so that you get a nice neat finish. That's why you need such a long tail too. So just through some of the stitches, go along that one, that's through the chain, oops, and then backwards, and continue round to finish sewing your flower on, and then we'll do some decreasing. Okay, so that's 2 flowers sewn on. I probably normally put 5 or 6 on a purple Haahoo, depending on how I space them out. Right, so we're going to begin decreasing. So I'm close to the tail, doesn't have to be exact. And what we're going to do is decrease and then double crochet times 5 times. I'm going to do about 7 times altogether. So I decrease by going under the 2 front loops, pull the thread through, and then I'm going to do 5 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's repeat that. So this is the third time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the 4th decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th decrease. I said we were doing 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 7th decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this time we're just going to double crochet all the way back round to the beginning. So I've double crocheted all the way around. I'm going to do another decrease row in the same format. So this one we're going to decrease, and we're going to double crochet 4 this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to repeat that another 6 times back round to the beginning. So I finished that row of decrease, and I've also added another flower. As I said, I like to add them as I go along. It's just easier when you can reach to do them. So as I say, I double crocheted round after my, I don't think I said, but I've done a double crochet row after my decrease row. So you can see a decrease there just, and then a double crochet row. So we're ready for another decrease row, and this time we're going to decrease, put the flower a bit close to the edge there, and then double crochet 3. And as you can see, I'm going to carry on until I get back round to the top of my flower, because that's in line with my tail. So decrease, double crochet 3, going all the way around with you on this one, decrease, double crochet 3. As I said, you can be quite random where you place your flowers, but what I have done is on the front, I mean, you decide which is the front and back, it really doesn't matter, but I've placed that in the middle, so that's going to be my back, because obviously that one's a little bit lower and I will need space for my face. Where was it? To decrease 1, 2, 3. Oh, that should be a decrease. Shows what happens when you're talking and not paying attention. So decrease 1, 2, 3. Decrease 1, 2, 3. Almost round, decrease 1, 2, 3, and I'm back round to the beginning. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double crochet around until I've completed 28 rows. So I've done 22, so another 6 rows, and then I'll catch up with you. So I've completed those extra rows, 6 rows of double crochet to give the shape of the purple Haahoo. So next job is to sew his eyes on. If you check out my tutorial, I've done one on how to do the eyes. So I'm looking at this side and I'm thinking I might actually be able to squeeze in the eyes there and the mouth there. So I might actually make that the front and pop an extra flower here on the back. Right, we'll do that. Right, with the face added and an extra flower, it's time to put some stuffing in there. Ooh, I don't know if I need that much. So I'm just going to push it in. I usually use my big tweezers, but I've put them down somewhere. They're probably in one of my project bags. Oh, I don't want my thread to go in. Get that where it's down into the bottom. Keep that nice and out of the way. That's it when it starts going in. And because I've used such a small hook, I can stuff it quite firmly. That's one thing I do like about cotton. It holds its shape better. Right, I'm going to stop there and start doing a little bit of a decrease. I can cut this off now because even if I want to use it, we can see it's in line with that eye. So I'm just going to tug on it, pull it, and then the end will go inside. So we're going to start properly decreasing now. So we are going to decrease and double crochet times 5. So decrease and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do this 5 times in all. Should take us back to the eye. But will also give us should give us 30 stitches. Right, so decrease 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a nice number for decreasing down and fastening off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. And after each row, I'm going to just shove a little bit more stuff and then try and get a little bit more in there. Okay, so sneakily I went off and found my big tweezers. But I did put a bit more stuffing in as well. Right, so now we should have 30 stitches. Sorry, I just moved my empty Malteser, sneaky Malteser packet out of the way. And to decrease 4 times, we're going to decrease. And then do 3 double crochet. Take that back, we're going to do 4 double crochet. I did my maths wrong then. So decrease, 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got another one here, look, decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, and round the back at the top of this eye. So we're going to decrease and do 3. It's getting harder now to fit my finger inside. 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, and we'll get another one in, decrease, 1, 2, 3. So I think that should give us about 16 stitches there. So what I'm going to do is try and stuff this top bit as well as I can. See how much easier the big tweezers make it. Bought them a long time ago, not for this, from Clean Easy. And once I discovered how good they were for stuffing, they are just my stuffing tweezers. They're just absolutely amazing. Keep pushing it in. It's starting to look Haahoo shaped now, isn't it? I think I can probably get a little bit more in. Right, this last row, what we're going to do is we're going to decrease in every stitch around. And I found this hard, trying not to get the stuffing in the stitches. Sorry about the noise of my glass worktop's over. But my desk has been well used with scrapbooking and everything else, crafting, stamping. So it's 8.5 years old, so it's looking a bit worse for wear. Right, so that's one decrease. So remember, we're just going through these front stitches, trying to make sure we don't catch that stuffing if we can. A little bit there, but you can't tell. I do find this quite hard as well with my essential trimmer. That's 3 decrease. 4. 5. 6. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to stop there. I've got 8 stitches left. I like to not go down to 6 and stop at 8 because I think it gives a neater finish. I was going to see if I can squeeze a teensy bit more. I'll use my pointy tweezers. Not the easiest, but just squeeze a teensy bit more stuff in that top bit. Better than expected. Go a little bit more. There we go. Tutorial on how to thread a needle. I'm kidding. Right, so what I'm going to do is grab, so you can see it's coming from here, so pull that out of the way. The outside of that next stitch, the bit we go through to decrease. The next one, that's 2, so remember I've got 8 stitches, so we need to do this 8 times 3, oops. 4, 5, yeah, that's the next one, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to go back through that one and pull it tight, then go back through the middle hole and down to somewhere else, pull it, give it a little shape, there we go. Now all I'm going to do is thread under some of the stitches, and then when it's child's toy I always go down, come up somewhere else and go back the other direction, just to make sure there's no chance of it coming out. That was hard to get through then, that was one of the decrease stitches I think. There we go, and then we don't want the end popping out, so I'll just push it through the middle. And there we have purple Haahoo. And I've still got 2 flowers. I usually put one on top of the head, but I've put that one a bit close. So you can add more flowers if you want, you can add less. Hope you enjoy making them.